What's up, Chemistry Chaos? This is your background on the Element Spotlight project that I handed out today in class. What you'll be doing today is simple. Watching the video, write down the examples. Please write down the examples so that you get credit. Alright, moving on. This is what we think of a two-dimensional atom. It's flat. There's not really anything. This is pretty much Bohr's idea of an atom. It's got the protons and neutrons in the middle and the electrons floating around in synchronized rings. In reality, atoms are three-dimensional with elements pretty much, an electron cloud surrounding the nucleus the size of a stadium. If it was the size of a marble, you got to understand. This is not a very good representation of an atom. So, what you need to do is make it three-dimensional. How do we do that? Well, first of all, I had to block out her face because I don't know who she is and I don't want to get in trouble. But for the most part, she has made a model atom, and from the looks of it, it looks like a carbon atom. It's got 6 electrons, so that means it has 6 protons. She made it out of foam, and she's hanging it by wires, giving it that kind of orbiting look, which is perfectly fine. It has the correct number of neutrons, correct number of electrons, and correct number of protons, which identifies what atom it is. This is example 1. This is a carbon atom. All right, moving on. This is an example of another atom based on the looks of the amount of electrons there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like there's 9 of them. So we're going to go ahead and say this is a fluorine atom. So you can see it looks like they used some sort of foam or candy in the middle, and they use red vines as the outer orbiting electron shell. This is perfectly fine to do if you want, as long as the protons and neutrons and electrons are correct. At least for this isotope, by all means. It just might not last long, and I might eat it if you get it. Alright, moving on. This is example 2. Remember that, fluorine atom. Alright, I got to blur his face out too because I don't know who he is. But if you look at this, this is a calcium atom. You see 20 electrons floating around the internal nucleus. Probably has 20 protons, as it should. And since it's not very inept to what number of neutrons there are, I'm going to have to say it's the normal calcium isotope. Alright, so remember that you need to have correct number of neutrons and electrons and protons. This is example number 3. Alright. Well, tonight's death metal band name is Mayhem. Alright, see you in class tomorrow. Make sure you bring your iPad because you will need it to do some research.